this lady beside me decided to turn your abandoned car tires into a profitable business.
My name is Ifedola Porunsewe. I'm the founder of Free Recycle Limited, a pioneer waste tire recycling company in Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. And we're on the mission to convert waste to wealth while also tackling climate change.
Stop the burning of tires! You see, Nigeria accounts for 75% of the 15.5 million vehicles registered in West Africa. 70% of that 11 million vehicles happen to change their car tires every 15 months. What do you think happens to the abandoned used car tires you see on the road?
Typically, the waste tires would end up in your drainages, causing flooding as well as breeding ground for mosquito, or we often resort to burning them, which also contributes to CO2 emissions and other greenhouse gases emissions as well.
She has been able to turn a problem into a business. And not only does she make money from that, she employs a lot of people.
Reuse, recycle. Free Recycle is tackling waste by collecting waste tires, converting them to reusable, eco-friendly products.
Like flip-flops, pavers, towels, rubber rolls, gym flooring, bags, and a lot more.
So, this is her story. I'm very curious, like, out of the 1,000,001 things you could be doing right now, banking, finance, you choose to recycle tires. What's the story?
I think curiosity got the best of me.
Yeah.
It's impossible to take a 5 minutes drive or even a 5 minutes walk and not spot tires.
Abandoned tires on the road.
Abandoned tires
Yeah.
along the road. Eventually, they end up being dumped where they're not meant to, or they end up burning them. The entire environment is polluted. You have CO2 emissions and other greenhouse gases.
There are three components that determine how long your car tires might last. The first being the quality of the tires, the age, how many miles it has on it, and most importantly, the quality of the roads which the tires is driven on. For most car owners in Nigeria, getting new set of tires happen every 15 months. The old tires end up in tire graveyards. You find some on the streets or stacked up at the local vulcanizer shop.
This gentleman right here operates like a vulcanizer shop. It's like a place where if you have issues with your car tires, you're going to come and get it repaired. So he's saying in a whole week, he can have at least 50 abandoned car tires.
Our vulcanizers play a very crucial role, honestly.
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
We don't give them enough credits, right? I say
Yeah.
to people that they're the doctors of the tires, right? They are a point of collection, actually. Someone was chatting with me recently and said, oh, I have someone in Lekki, a vulcanizer in Lekki, that says in a month it gets as much as 200 tires.
Oh, wow.
From statistics online, we generate as much as 8 million waste tires annually.
8 million waste tires. And
Yeah.
how many percent of that are you tackling?
Not enough.
How much do you think it, I don't know if you'll be able to find on the cost of recycling just one tire?
16,000 to recycle
16,000. That's
tire.
anywhere around $16 thereabout.
Yeah.
And how many tires do you feel you can recycle in a day?
In a day, we recycle as much as 800 tires.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's a lot. All right, so I'm going to walk you guys through how the tires are processed into finished product. So the tires first get into a machine called the side ring extractor. Now what this machine does is remove the side rings in a tire. There are about 2 of them. So right now, the rings have been taken off the tire, and I'm going to put it on the conveyor belt and it's going to go into the shredding machine, where the tire is going to be shredded into little tiny bits and pieces. So after the tire goes through the shredder, it then goes into the crusher, and then it goes into the big vibrator screen, where it's going to single out the metal particles from the tires.
During this process, the metals are separated. It then goes into a vibrating screen where the workers would remove the remnants. After that, all that is left is rubber. And then the next stage, they dye the rubbers into different colors.
After mixing everything, we
Yeah.
bring it to this place and we use the hydraulic press to press everything
Yeah,
into the sizes that we want. Then we take it into this room
yeah.
to make it dry. You know, we have added binder to it, everything. So after like 3 hours, 4 hours, we have to take it out. Then after it's dried, it will come out in this cheap.
This material can be sold. This particular one, I know the gym people on the
Yes,
gym floors.
yes, gym
they
floor.
Need, they need something like
You can
this.
use it for yoga mats also.
Yoga mat as well. It's great to actually see how these things are produced because I use them every day. I mean, at the gym, I see them in the stadiums. I never knew like they were made out of like tires. So interlocking stones.
Yes.
So some of them, the ones that we're used to, they're done with concrete, but this is done with rubber. I see this coming in very handy in like multiple ways. Easy to clean. If you have children at home that fall down on the ground that has this surface, they don't get injury because this is rubber. So how many products do you recycle into right now?
We have the pavers, we have the tiles. Then on our other production line, we make the rubber rolls, which are quite versatile. And application range includes expansion joint for construction. You have insulation materials for server room, electrical workstation,
Oh, okay.
gym flooring,
Oh, okay,
transportation flooring as well. Our product can be adapted for refurbishment of buses, ships, badges, and all that. And then we recently started manufacturing flip-flops, slippers,
Okay, all right.
and slides.
You guys are making flip-flops. I mean, come closer. So these are like your everyday flip-flops you can use to have your bath, but I can see it has like the sole is harder. So this is actually the tire.
Yes, this is the tire. These are our products.
It's quite strong, guys. All of these with tires.
Yes, with tires.
Interesting. This is a bag, actually. Not all the components here is done with tires, but the base right here is done with tires. This design here is done with tires, and you have it over here and over here as well.
What has happened here in the past 3 years, I feel like it's record breaking to be able to bring people together from different backgrounds, different experiences.
To come and
bring
help
them here.
solve a problem, actually. What's the challenge you have with this kind of business?
Power, infrastructural issues.
So you generate your
Since
own
early last
electricity,
year. At least 80% of our own electricity.
and that's your number one challenge.
Number one challenge. Access to funding as well is one of the critical issues that we're faced with. Very beginning, we got some of our funding from a commercial bank as well as the Bank of Industry.
And what's the staff strength right now?
Staff strength, as of today, we have 148. Future of Free Recycle, setting up in multiple locations.
Oh, okay.
Expanding to include more waste materials.
Yeah.
When I say multiple locations, it's not limited to Nigeria.
Definitely. It could be in Ghana, it could be in Togo, it could be in
More
Sierra Leone.
African countries.
Yeah.
With the waste to wealth tagline, I hope in the future, Free Recycle will be able to recycle everything from paper waste to PET bottles. More organizations should step in and assist in cleaning Nigeria, Africa, and the world. I hope to find more entrepreneurs building sustainable businesses like Ifedolakor in and around Africa and share their stories.